team moving forwards after defeating this man. But first, let's go back a little. After Cassidy's and Wynn's day, you guys then took out some mage hunter beast thing. After discerning that this creature might have come from somewhere, your team then went to explore it. Wynn was giving detailed information on how the battle went, what was happening, so she was out of it for a little bit. Once you found and traced down the location of where this beast might have come from, it was getting in, which was the issue. Guarded by two people apiece, two doors, one in the front and one in the back, seemingly no way around. There was talk of potentially going onto the roof. But then other things happened. Finder examined an area where more information could be had. However, they're not a fan of Yang Teas. So it was up to Finn and Jemmy to save the day. Disguised, they went in without too much of an issue. They were almost immediately blinded. Stolen, pickpocketed it, but not that they knew. Unfortunately, they rolled well. And then you went to the bar. Speaking with the maitre d', you then found a few information bits here and there. The red barn next door is selling creatures, and perhaps you are in need of some. She gave you a piece of paper, but with casting magic on it. Jemmy was able to see it, but not understand what spell it was. She told you to give it to the guards up front, and they should let you in. After leaving, she then stated something along the lines of, she knows you're an officer. Examining the area, there was a little fawn boy that headed out to tell the people, hey, we have cops around, take him out. Because he wants to join this group, he's trying to do this himself as well. After running away and casting, I believe, Charm Person on this person, you were able to get him to get another individual that had the key password to get into the Red Barn. After defeating him and lying to the fawn boy again, telling him, we have traitors in the area, go and hide, potentially making his life worse, you then headed back to Section 9, where Wynn and the rest of the gang are at. Cassidy nearly dead, and Jemmy not well off. You healed up before getting here. And that's where we left off.
So basically, they just come in. I'm at Section 9, and they just come in like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so when kind of freaks out, oh my god, what happened to you guys? And she runs over, drops her unicorn totem, and starts healing everybody.
Well, by this point, I think we'd already topped off with the heals, so there's not a whole lot of injury left.
Yeah, but we can thematically do it. You guys are still, like, blood-stained.
Oh, I think that tickles a little.
Where they could game stand you.
What happened?
Well, they weren't supposed to.
Cassie does state, well, while we were investigating where this creature came from, by the way, why is it still on the ground here? Points to creature. We discerned the location of it.
Personnel.
I guess it's fair. We located the people that potentially could have acquired these creatures here, defeated one of them, and brought them here. You see a man, dark robed. Underneath the robe, you can see their skin having a bit of vitiligo. Gray skin with green tints and tones sporadically around it. Red curly hair. And then we brought them here. I'm not sure why, but it was your team's decision.
He's a suspect in an ongoing investigation who assaulted us. What else would we do?
There's the police station.
If you want, I should still have some of that ointment left over. If you guys want to use it.
Is that the, like, makes him your friend ointment? Or is it the one that makes him, like,
it's
drunk?
yeah, it's the one that I supply to the officers. at the prison.
Essentially, it's the same attribute as the cast friend spell, just in a medical herb ointment. They like put themselves into a good state, zoned out, conked out.
Basically, it kind of has it gets them hot, really high. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
I
spell that
love you
makes
guys.
them really high.
And then it's too hard to tell a lie.
Yeah. Here, I should still have a little bit of that ointment, and I'll hand over a container of it. Just a small container.
Yeah. You hand it over to, I'm going to say Finder. Finder or Jemmy. They seem the most medically adept.
Sure. I'm not medically adept.
Non-magic wise, anyways.
Do other people wonder what this salve is, or give me your book about it?
Ray's curious, but doesn't say anything. This is a different city, so who knows? Maybe things are different here.
I think I can clock his curiosity, so I'll explain. It's a medical salve that I've created that kind of alters the state of mind of the person that you put it on, so they're able to be more talkative, I guess you can say.
I see. Well, we do need the information, so that's the best thing we can do, if any. Unless you all have different spells to do it.
Well, I do have some plans for that, but I'm kind of tapped out for the day. I'd have to wait till tomorrow for that.
Fair enough.
I don't have such spells ready at the moment. I only have supportive spells.
Cassidy looks towards Raven, and Raven does state, I wasn't planning interrogations today, so I honestly only have support spells set up. Oh, so it does make sense. We were going to get into combat, not interrogation. So I believe the ointment...
Yeah, the stuff will work perfectly fine. I do suggest you do, whoever is applying it, to wear gloves as a safety measure, because you don't want the effects to rub off on you.
That's fair. Who applies it? Like, the man is struggling, but there's not much you can do with everyone around him.
Oh, but that self is also kind of it does have some healing properties as well, so just keep that in mind.
Fair.
I don't think we actually harmed him at all.
I think you guys hit him once.
We wounded his
I thought
pride.
I'd hit him a couple of times, but
Yeah.
not enough to do a lot of damage.
Well, it's good to have all the information of the self that I give you, just in case.
This is true.
Like, he's struggling, likely have him gagged as well, so he's like saying things, probably profanities, at you. Probably Finn
Language.
specifically, since he hit him.
Question: is anyone from the other department, the other section, coming? Because I did send that animal messenger.
You sent a message to section 5, I believe.
Yeah, magic research and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it when we were still in the field, so I was wondering if anyone showed up yet.
Not yet. Mainly because you weren't here last session, so I didn't do anything with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they will likely show up this session. I'm gonna say Finder probably places it on them. Finder, as you place it on them, I'm assuming you are wearing gloves. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm immune to poisons, but I'm not an idiot.
Safety first.
Okay, prepare to change your outlook on life, friends.
Placing these, um, honestly, they're mainly nerve agents to like calm the individual down. Eventually, they get into a state where they're like stop panicking and like stop saying potentially rude words to Finn. You like ungag him, but probably keep him tied up. Looking towards you. I don't know if you remove the mask. I'm gonna say you can. He looks like a mix of either a Goliath and an orc, but you're not sure.
Orc.
Looking at you, he's in a more calm state. So when he looks towards the rest of the group as well, he's more or less calmed and neutral. Where am I? Wasn't I like with the boss a little earlier ago?
Things got pretty crazy out there.
What?
During the chase, things got pretty wild. I'm sure you got separated.
There was a
It's okay.
chase?
You're here with us now.
Wild. Yeah. Although I need to get back to the Red Barn in like midnight. There's a big deal happening. But yeah, I can hang for like a couple hours. Yeah, any snacks?
I'm sure we can find some snacks for our friends.
Awesome.
I'll deal with that. I'll go ahead and disappear and actually, what's your poison?
Oh, I don't drink alcohol, man. It's like too strong for me. I get like mixed drinks and stuff.
Fair enough. What kind of snacks?
Do you have any peanuts?
I can make that happen. I go ahead and disappear off to go source some peanuts,
Before
and
it goes to the break room.
I raise my eyebrow at the whole mixed drink things when I'm not looking away or that direction. But
I mean, not everyone can handle strong alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, but Jemmy's not secretly a dwarf.
Cassidy, after Jemmy like heads out, does state, so what kind of questions should we ask him?
Well, you know, where the boss is going to be during this big deal. Remind me again, friends, where do we source these animals? I always forget. So forgetful I am.
Oh, do you mean like that thing? He points to the dead creature next to Cassidy. They were brought in out of the city. We like paid a lot to get guards not to look at our contraband.
Oh, so annoying because now we're going to need another one. This one's dead.
Yeah.
How did it get out?
Some guy, I don't know his name. Like, I think it might have been Rick. Like little kid with like antler ears. Came around, observed the area, and then like let it loose. I think, at least that's the rumor. So we've been giving it a hard time ever since.
Stupid Rick.
Yeah. It's kind of fun.
So, well, I mean, we're going to have to bribe these guards again. You might as well tell me which ones I should bribe. I'll get on that.
I don't know. They all kind of look the same. They all wear like the same stuff.
So just basically any guard will be bribed. That's fine.
No, I just go to like this one gate entrance and like I pay them. I don't know if it's the same person though.
Okay, which gates then?
The southeast gate.
Southeast gate. And how much should I bribe them for?
Like a couple hundred, like 300.
Oh, that's not so bad, but annoying.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get paid more for completing the mission with these creatures, so, you know, big bonus.
Yeah, but I mean, harder now is one of them dead.
Yeah, but we still have the other one.
how long does it take me to get back to this conversation?
Right around here.
All right.
Oh, yes, it's always good to have a spare monster for sale.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, here are the peanuts.
Oh, awesome. he like still tied up. You like retie him so he can actually eat potentially. So like the arms are tied up in front of him, and he begins to like put mouthfuls of peanuts inside his maw. Yeah, like chew, chew, chew. But the new one or like the other one is like a whole lot worse. So glad that one didn't escape.
No, so long as we keep Rick away from it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit that this one did not seem to be particularly effective. You sure the other one's good enough?
I mean, the other one can do like big distance stuff. He like mimes distance with his hands that are tied up together.
He throws a peanut at you. No.
Here, let me sell those for you.
Yeah, plus now we have the youth hounds that can corral it and direct it towards the target.
Right. Hey, those hounds really creep me out. Tell me again what's the command to make them stop? Don't want to get beaten by the bastards.
Oh, it's like, do you guys speak Sylvan?
Anybody? Sylvan?
I do.
It's like the word stop in Sylvan.
Wait, let me double check.
Sylvan is an elfish language, so yeah, I would think.
There it is.
Sylvan is a Fey language.
It is a fake language. Which is why he
But
explicitly stated
yes,
that.
I do speak Sylvan.
Between, let us hear it.
You say it, and it's like well translated. He gives you like a thumbs up with a handful of peanuts in his hands. Yeah. Yeah.
What were the
Yeah.
other commands again? Just to make sure we can corral it.
Well, there's attack, there's gather, collect, capture. Like these things can like move and jump and sprint and like disappear on you. They like show up magically next to you.
More displacer beasts.
Or blink dogs.
It sounds. But no,
And all the commands are in Sylvan.
Yeah. I don't know the language myself. I just been told that this is the thing.
Well, for not knowing the language, you have really good. For not knowing the language, you have really good pronunciation.
Yeah. Gives you a thumbs up. Begins to like consume his mixed drink.
Oh, Rick messes up enough. Why do you even keep him around?
Oh, he's like an orphan. The boss wanted him to toughen up. He has like some strange birth gift. Like a whole bunch of other people. And magic's rare in this area, so like we keep him in case he can get better at it.
He said an earth gift?
Earth. Oh, so birth.
Oh, okay.
He just like slurred his words into like earth birth.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we will probably be working security tonight. It's a Red Barn. Tell us again what the buyers look like, and what the password is.
The password. He tells you in Inferno. It's known as light in the shining shadow. I was about to say in hell. In Inferno.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the guy that hired us is gonna be there, making sure that the plan of assassinations to go tonight. One of the creatures got loose accidentally today, so they want to make sure that they are there when it happens. He's like some prudy man with like blonde hair, golden iris eyes, or red. I don't know. They like glow.
Glowy eyes. It should be easy to spot.
You know, it seems like there's so many people marked for death, it's hard to keep track of them all. Who's being assassinated this time?
Oh, some like daughter of a noble or something like that. She's like in town or something. So we're gonna like take her out. Because this guy doesn't want them to operate with this city, or something like that. I don't know. I just get paid.
True. So after the transaction, are we just supposed to let the beast loose, or are we transporting it?
We're supposed to like help it get there. After it gets
Right.
there, we just leave and have the beast just kill the girl, and then the knights in the city can like take care of it, kill it off, and it just looked like an accident.
The freak crime. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not the best at like sneaking about the city. What is the route you would suggest to corral the beast, but also not be seen along the way?
Oh yeah, it's like, and then he goes into detail like what path they are planning to take.
Mm-hmm. It's like everyone's taking notes, right?
In my
Yeah.
best.
Uh,
I don't have the written down the entry code for the Red Barn though.
In Infernal, it was something about the crap. Something about the light. I'm so forgetful, friends. What was it again? The password? My Infernal is shit.
Oh, it's all right. We're all like trying to learn. It's like in the darkest night there is a bright shining light, but in an inferno.
All right. Got it.
Yeah. Gives you like small little golf claps because he can do no more than that. Anything else, man? I feel like I need to get some sleep.
No, I think that's unless anyone else had questions for our friends.
Cassidy does state, I do have one. Yeah. You mentioned like some noble girl. Do you know where they live? Oh, yeah. They like transferred into the area. They're currently like.
We know who that is. I'll go ahead and explain it to you a little later.
Wait, we do. Well, we got the route. Like, I assumed that the route.
Well, you are
was
truly
gonna
rather
end at
forgetful.
I really am.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, okay.
No, sorry.
Hold on a second. Actually, you go ahead and fill them in. I'll go ahead and explain stuff to this kind woman here. I'm gonna go ahead and walk her away out of earshot and then let them do their thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just so everyone's on the same page, why not give us the address and the name of the girl, if you remember?
Sure. Jimmy, you put Cassidy to the side. I just want to see what you're thinking. Cassidy does state, yeah?
I'm pretty sure the target is you. We'll find out for sure.
That would make sense. You are correct, Jimmy.
Yes.
Well, that's good to know. And then the assassin guy / bar guy does state, yeah, she's like some blonde lady from like the Sky Whale City. Like way up there. She's like in the Royal District right now, being taken care of by some duke or something. I don't know. I don't get paid enough to know. I just like know the street.
I suppose it sounds like a nice last day, then.
Yeah.
I'll ask Cassidy if she's able to maintain her composure about this. If so, I'll bring her back over so she can listen. Otherwise, I'll kind of ask her to stay aside, knowing how uncomfortable that could be.
Yeah, she does not. She is able to keep her composure. I'll be fine. But thank you for your consideration.
It just comes back.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, motherfucker. No.
You're too kind, Samantha.
Okay, got it. You as well, Gerard. The guy that is currently like passing out, kind of, does state, yeah, like she's in like this street here, and then like we're gonna get the creature to rampage, destroying a couple of buildings, so it's not like viewably directed.
Such a good plan we have.
And then he like zones out and passes out.
Okay, let's get Jemmy a nice, Gerald, a nice warm cot in the prison jail. So it sounds like he's going to bribe his way out of it.
Civ does state, I'll take care of that, not an issue. We will need to. I mean, not you necessarily, but I and the rest of my surveillance agents will need to go and investigate the southeast gate.
And just to make sure we're clear, this person is exceedingly dangerous. He managed to nearly outright kill one of the people in the group, and before we even had a chance to really react.
Jemmy's just got like a freshly healed like pink line across his neck. He's like, someone itchy.
I'll keep him
Well, I
restrained.
was thinking of Cassidy when I said that.
Oh, okay.
I'll keep him restrained. Cassidy does nod in approval because she did almost die. She was like at 3 health. Civ goes out and potentially investigates the southeast gate entrance. She did say you necessarily don't have to do that, but she will in turn. But it's up to you if you decide to be involved in that.
Well, it sounds like shit's going down at midnight. Like, how long? What time of the day is it?
It is around 4 p.m. now.
It's like, can we have basically a logger so we can recover our chef, because we are in no way fighting condition.
At this point in time, you technically could. Like, at 4, you'd get the whole 8 hours, but you would need to, like, book it as soon as you wake up.
Ooh, technically, I only need 4.
Not everyone's an elf.
Yeah.
Well, it's their fault.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll turn to Ray since he was curious about the cells and was like, that's what it does. Nifty, right?
That's quite strong. You're honestly a little scary, miss.
If you want, I can make you a little bit before when I have the chance.
Perhaps we could definitely use it when we get back into Arcadia. Cassidy does state, yes. By the way, you're all still welcome to come, but we will be leaving in about 3 days, so there's no rush for that. And we're probably a little busy at midnight trying to not get me murdered.
Assuming
I've
that.
been working. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to turn to her and say, I've been taking this Alvin improving the formula for a while now for the guard captain. So it wouldn't take me long to make it.
Good to know. Honestly. Ray does state we could potentially use it going on the lines when we head out in 3 days, but I don't think we need it. We just need to stop these creatures from getting out.
Do we, No, go on, sorry.
No, it's not quite alright. Do you all have any long-range distance spells or attacks? If we are going to go in there, we're likely going to go in blazing.
I could do some offensive spells. I'll just need to meditate on it for a little bit. Basically, draw in the energies from the earth, you know?
Fair enough.
The other question I had was, based upon Gerald's description, do we think this is another simply larger mage killer? In which case, our spells will have no effects.
He gave you a description of the thing. I assume you guys would have asked him. He gave you a completely different explanation, other than that the creature also has a dark carapace.
But
Could we
I do
try
look funny.
Hello.
I was just gonna ask. I must warn you though. But the offensive spells I could get can be quite destructive.
I mean, we had to run away from a pack of hounds. We probably do need that destructive strength.
Oh,
If we
alright
got
then.
it, just
I'll try.
if we do got a description of the creature, can I try a nature maybe to see if I might recognize it?
Sure.
Okay. May the Korai guide me.
Pretty good.
You got a 22 total.
What was that?
Sorry, no.
By the way you described it, it is some type of weird creature carapace thing. I'll just give you an image of what it looks like.
Oh, and I want to pick up a. What's it called? Yeah, I have no clue what the called is. I do want to pick up a diamond for a spell just in case.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
It has
For
to be
sure.
worth 300. It has to be worth at least 300 gold.
I do have some funds at home that you might be able to use. I mean, it's mainly used for my stable homestead here, Casting States, but honestly, I don't use most of it when I'm here to begin with.
Okay, that'll be nice because the spell I can do is if someone happens to fall in battle, within a few minutes I can bring them back.
That would be helpful. Raven, do you mind acquiring the gems? Very well, ma'am. Raven heads out, gets the stuff, comes back, gives you your focus to cast the spell.
It is required to cast the spell. So I guess I'll head to my garden and start meditating.
Of course, and we'll get her sleep. Finn,
Oh, and
go ahead.
and don't forget, a representative of Section 5 should be coming, so you could talk more about the beast with them.
Of course. Finn, as you begin to examine what the person that you guys knocked out and then got high spoke of, they have like a dark black carapace all over their body, have like protruding glands around their neck. They have a weird halos on top of their head. The creature itself is very rare. It looks like a gangly humanoid, but in itself, it is known as a beast. Its name, you rolled well. You got like a 22. Is known as a Hadenthara. It is a creature with a big old brain that can potentially destroy you if it just thinks in your direction.
Great.
Other creatures can like direct it where needed be. These creatures are not mindless, but separated from their pack, they are able to be directed.
Diminished.
Yes. They're not as strong as when they're in their pack because their brains grow as the numbers grow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still pretty strong. It can definitely take out a level 5 party if they're not careful.
Does it have any weaknesses I might know of, or any strengths or immunities?
Roll history. As you're discussing this stuff with Yula, eventually showing up. Oh, yes, you guys wanted my information on these things. I can try my best.
May the Korai guide me.
Mhm.
No.
You do have advantage thanks to Eula, so you can roll
Oh,
again.
yeah. Yes.
No, that didn't look too effective. Allow me to offer my expert guidance.
So that's an 8, and Jimmy, go ahead and roll your d4. And whichever one's higher, we can get that one. Jimmy's is higher, so a total of 11. Eula and you come to terms on stating that these things do have weaknesses. It is not strong against physical type of abilities, but in order to be like hand to hand 5 feet in front of it, you have to go through the psychic field it has. It is very dangerous to do, but once you're there, you can definitely do some good damage. Its carapace does have a natural state of defense, but again, those defenses, those psionic abilities, they are limited due to just one of them being here. But that doesn't mean it can't kill you or hurt you or flay you with its brain. Many people consider these things celestial beings that have been warped and changed by the world or the abyss, but no one has true context clues towards it, as these are just rumors from the past of a long, long age ago. I'm assuming you get this information from Eula, the stuff that you wouldn't know from this world and the stuff you would know from your own.
Okay.
While that's going on, I'm gonna ask Ramon. A couple of the badges have disappeared, including mine. Is there anything that needs to be done to deactivate them or anything?
We can deactivate them. If you know where they are, we can. Or if you don't know where they are, we definitely do have a limited range where we can find them again.
There's an approximate location I can say for sure. I'll go ahead and give him the name of that bar.
Let me take a look. He goes to his desk, begins to do some magic stuff, and then looks at his air quotes iPad. It says here it's still there. Or at least in the general location of that spot. Did someone rob you of these items?
We were pickpocketed while we were blinded in the course of our investigation.
I mean, that does make sense. The area itself is known as dangerous. I can deactivate them, but you can have this information while it's still active. He go ahead and hands you the documents on where they're currently located. And it's nearly direct one-to-one information. With the scan of the city itself, you can tell that it's still in the same building. Behind the what's it called? I want to say desk, but that's not true.
Behind the counter?
Behind the counter.
Well, if it's feasible, we'll try to recover them, but
Right. If you do, we can reinstate them.
Trying to think if I've got anything else for Ramon. I think that's it for the moment. I am gonna tell Cassidy, now, when this assassination attempt fails, obviously they're not going to stop with this. Just so you know, I've got some experience as a decoy, and I might be able to offer my services to help take some of the heat off of you while we try to find out who's behind the target or the assassination attempt.
I was sort of assuming it was the man with the glowing eyes, but...
At the very least, the man with the glowing eyes is the guy that hired them. Good place to start.
Tell him that he's at the top of the chain.
True.
Yeah. You guys can definitely look and examine those kind of things. However, if you guys do and don't take a long rest, you will not be back up to full.
Yeah, I'm planning on taking a rest here real quick. So, well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and turn in for the evening. I'm also going to take this opportunity to basically remove any non-essentials from myself.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is one thing I'm going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and go to one of the attendants, and it's wouldn't happen to have change for 2 gold, would you? Well, yeah.
Sure, here you go. Wait, one of your attendants or one of the attendants in the area?
One of mine.
Oh,
Since they're normally handling money.
sure, boss.
All right.
I believe one of them is named Romaine, or Romeo. I forget. It's close to Ramon.
Roman.
Roman, thank you.
Romania.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. So let's see. I guess that'll turn that into 15 silver pieces and 50 copper if I'm doing the math right. Because yeah, 50 copper should be 5 silver. 5 silver plus 15 should be 20 silver. 20 silver is 2 gold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. And that's all the money I'm gonna have on me. I'm leaving everything else here.
You leave your platinum purse like in a desk drawer, lock it up.
All right. Time to get some beauty sleep.
Likewise. And Finder and Finn, what are you two doing? I know Wynn went to go and get some sleep and rest for 4 hours. Jemmy's resting the entire time. What about Finder?
I'm currently trying to determine if a ring of mind shielding is uncommon. It is. Read thoughts, but it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. So never mind.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna try and attempt. I mean, no, if I'm gonna rest, I have to just rest, right?
Yeah, like you can do like little things here and there, but if it's an entire project, you can't do that.
Yeah, like.
If it's like polite shopping, sure.
Yeah, and if it's like making bullets out of my Mage Hunter Beast poison,
that's like doing stuff.
Yeah, so sleeping.
What about you, Finn?
Finn's gonna take a short rest. He should be good with that. And does this place have an armory? You know, if it's a different section, maybe. But I'm also going to look into the possibility of something explosive or damaging.
It does have a technical armory. There's also the computer area that you could acquire a magical thing. Uncommon and below. You can go to the armory if you'd like. As you get there, there is a small little gnome man, wide, bright-eyed goggles, extending their eyesight for a long, long distance. In fact, the eyes look 3 times as big as what could fit in the skull. You can clearly tell the eye glasses are magnifying glasses. They have like yellow attire everywhere, stained, blood-stained as well. You wouldn't have met this man beforehand, but you would know him as Terrence. He has like a name tag. Oh, pleasure meeting you. What can I do for you? You're in the armory, so what can I help you with?
Yes, Terrence. We're going to be going on a protection mission to prevent an assassination later, and the creature that we're going to be going up against is apparently rather tough. I was hoping you might be able to help me with something explosive, maybe with a good solid kinetic punch, something physically damaging that might help take down a large and rather unpleasant beastie.
Kinesis. No one uses kinesis anymore. It's all about. He like coughs. Smoke comes out of his mouth. Fire. Like if you have telekinetic powers, I can maybe use that to make a bomb or something. It'll take up a couple of hours, but I can get it done. Like maybe 1, maybe 2 max.
That would be excellent if you could help me out with that, sir.
Sure, just let me get the information. He like gives you a contract. Okay, here you go. You just sign this. You pay me 50 gold, and I'll make your bombs for you.
All right. Okay, I will pay him 50 gold, and I will sign up all the paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now think into this crystal. He like shows you a crystal.
Okay, I think into the crystal.
As you do so, the crystal like gets coated in smoke and like cracks. Okay, got it. And Finn, go ahead and roll for me 1d20.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Good luck to me.
Pretty good. He can make you 2 of them. They are interesting and unique. If you decide to take a long rest, you can definitely do that after this. But he can make you 2 of them. They are telekinetic bombs. They can deal 3d6 plus 4 points of psychic damage. However, it is a radius of 10 feet, so maybe don't have your teammates nearby.
Okay, it's like 3d6 plus what? 4?
Plus 4. You have 2 of those. It does take a bonus action to use that, so it's pretty good. You cannot use more than 1 at a time, unless you eat up both your bonus and main action. Okay, it's been like 6 hours now. Here are your bombs. Gives you like another piece of paper to sign. It's just like, in case you blow yourself up, I am not liable for any charges.
Okay. Okay. Not a problem. I will be very responsible with these to the best of my ability for
He
trying to
doesn't
take
care
down a
about that.
nasty-
He just doesn't want to be sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna, not even gonna worry about that. I appreciate very much this.
Mm-hmm. Like Finder, you would know like other people work here. You can give other people jobs if you want, like to hire them. While you rest.
Yeah, I could just do it myself. I know I can't right now, but
I mean, true, and you'll save a good amount of change.
just so I don't forget, I'm also gonna grab from the item repository some boots of elven kind.
Yep.
So I do not make noise.
I would like to turn in my broom and just see if there's something that could help out my AC. I don't have the uncommons up yet. Hold on.
Looking into the repository, you do see a few things that could do that. There are your standard shields, your bucklers, your actual shield, different types of magical shields and stuff like that. There are also magical pendants that gives you a +1 to your AC, as well as a +2, but that one is classified under not accessible to your current rank.
Okay.
I do believe the +2 is rare, so that's why.
Okay. Yeah, I will go ahead and turn in my broom and take the +1.
Yeah.
Pendant. All right. Cool.
You now have
Oh,
a pendant of protection. Go ahead, Finder.
I was gonna say if you still want the broom, because that was like a 2-for-1 thing, like I can just replicate these boots and put them back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do the boots help with the armor class? 'Cause
No.
I've got other boots that I'm already wearing.
No, I'm just talking about like I thought because the broom is like so good, we had to give up like my item to get you the broom. I don't know.
Oh,
Never mind.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but you were just switching it because you wanted AC. Don't worry, go for the AC.
Yeah, but when I turn in the broom, you have the option of having your item. So, yeah.
There we go.
Okay. After resting, getting people to do your stuff for you, Jemmy making sure that he has cash, but not all his cash on him. He doesn't want to get mugged again. You
Actually,
guys,
yeah, that's a good idea. I'll take all of my unessentials off as well. But yeah.
okay. You go to the dorms. You leave your stuff in there. You yourself don't have retainees, so they are not watching it. You just have it in this locked room. Yeah. As you guys are doing this, you guys return within like 7 hours, fully rested. Win was fully rested 4 hours ago. Finn, you are also rested with a short rest. The rest of Cassidy's team and herself are also here after a good long rest. She does state, all right, we have like 30 minutes before anything happens. If we need to make a plan, we need to make it now. Otherwise,
Okay,
it's going in, guns blazing.
all right. We need to walk and talk with our plan. We need to get there. We need to. What are we doing? Sneaky, wait for the buyer, or?
So wait, is Cassidy planning to go with us?
Planning on it, but I could also wait in my own home.
I mean, any help is welcome help, but on the other hand, since you seem to be what they're specifically aiming for here, you might find yourself in even more danger than the rest of us.
You know, that's fair.
Jimmy, do you happen to have a nice silk scarf?
What makes you think I only have one?
He like pulls out 7 of them, all color coordinated to different outfits, seasonal, dependent on the season, as well as curated for different events.
Hello, can we hear now?
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, I'd lost audio. Sorry. I had said, Jimmy, do you have a nice silk scarf?
Yeah, and ever so slightly offended, I asked, what makes you think I only have one of them? And then a dogma said I whipped out like 7 of them.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. I lost audio. All right. Like, what is it, Bavlika style? Can wrap it around Cassidy's head and stuff. Disguise her face in a, easy to breathe type mask. Covering.
Sure.
Ah,
I mean,
oh,
if
well,
she
you mentioned
wishes
that,
to,
Finn. Don't you
Yeah.
have some temporary hair dye?
for about an hour, and I just
That's what
kind
I'm
of,
thinking.
I reach over and just kind of brush my hand over the top of Cassidy's head, and it's now Raven's black.
Interesting.
Hopefully Raven doesn't get jealous.
I mean, he
It
does
only
have
lasts
black
for
hair.
an hour.
That wasn't the joke. Anyways,
Yeah, if Cassidy
Ca-
wants to take part in the prevention of her own assassination, nothing braver.
yeah. You guys prepare it, get everything ready. When all is said and done, you guys get to the street. Beforehand, Cassidy did mention, okay, we're gonna need to come up with a plan. Otherwise, we're just gonna run in there and hope for the best.
Yeah, when we
I
get
think
there,
that was the plan that Finder was interested in trying.
Are we gonna wait for the buyer to show up? We don't want to ruin it, and the buyer decides to ditch out before anything happens, right?
That's fair.
Okay. So we'll get there, just hide in the shadows for a bit, wait for the buyer to show up, then we'll try and
If at all possible, we
everybody.
could intercept the buyer before he gets to the Red Barn or inside. These people are not going to release Beast without payment.
Are not going to what again? I'm sorry.
Release the Beast without payment.
Okay. Yeah, your accent was truly a bit thick there. I didn't understand it. Not that it was bad. That was really good.
You're from another world. It's amazing you
Yeah.
speak our language at all.
Yeah.
Well, technically, they could release the beast.
We do have the command
If
codes from
they,
the.
Well, that actually does bring up a good point. Who's going to use these command words and who's going to be good at saying them?
The person who is perfect with animals in the first place.
These command words work
Hey.
on the dogs, not the big brain beasts, or do they?
The dogs corral and contain and direct the larger beast. Controlling the dogs is controlling where the big beast goes and how it gets treated.
Well, then,
Not only that, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the wonderful look of shock on their face when their beasts turn and attack them because Win says so.
yes, I agree. Wind should command the beasts, absolutely. Does anyone know thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy?
Well, does anyone know Sylvan besides me? Because that's the command words are in Sylvan.
Raven does state. I know a little bit. I also do know thaumaturgy.
As do I.
Really, that's so cool.
In which case, I suggest both of you make your voices louder. Should they need your eyes?
Oh, that is the first time in my life anyone has ever said that.
Oh no, not you, Jemmy. I think you win and Raven.
And
Yeah, well, it only works on the person who actually can cast thaumaturgy.
well, as we're walking and making our plans, Finn's going to come up next to Win and ask, what's the command to stop again? Can you help me get that one down right?
I'll tell him.
Yeah, Finn, go ahead and roll history.
Okay.
Advantage, because Wynn's literally teaching you.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Okay, advantage.
I want to hear this shit.
Yeah, actually, I'll try help everyone at least pronounce stop.
Can I try using my Arcana skills? Because at the moment, this is like a magic word.
No.
Mm,
It's not a magic word,
I was
it's just training.
a word. It's just a word.
Yeah. But since I don't know the language, it's kind of like a magic word. You say these.
I think it's just intelligence, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could use performance to try to learn it.
I mean, that's pretty good if you want to use that instead. Finn.
Okay. Performance, you said?
Yeah, because performance does make sense, because you're trying to
Oh, Finder
emulate.
with the nat 20.
Yeah, actually, because my history
Giving you all the
and
side eye.
performance are both pretty low.
Did I just learn Sylvan? No.
No, you got the words, the command words down, so you would know how to use them in Sylvan. You have the dialect, the tone, the flexes.
Right, guide me.
Stop
Sorry,
him.
go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, performance was a bad choice.
Well, I'm going to give myself some expert guidance, and I'm going to go ahead and try my best to rehearse the command words.
Mm.
Okay, that's a little more useful for me.
Wow.
Jemmy, you know the words stop, go, attack, but nothing else.
All right.
I didn't get them down. I just couldn't pronounce
You will have to just roll when things happen. You don't not learn them. You just have a hard time remembering them. In combat, if you decide, potentially in combat, if you decide to try to use them, you would have to make a roll to luck out and remember it clearly.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, Dogma, if you are getting into combat, prepare for summoning.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah.
Yep.
Start to use horde rules.
I am a supportive summoner. Okay.
And that's a very good thing.
Yeah.
I love Druid's Fireball.
It's a bit hairy though.
The druid's hairball.
Yeah. You guys get there without too much of an issue. You hide in the darkness. Everyone, go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah. So I don't get it for hiding, right?
It'll be a group stealth. If one of you fails, it doesn't bring everyone down.
All right. Do you have advantage on stealth?
I'm looking. I shouldn't have had that clicked. No.
Oh.
Okay. Then we'll take the 8.
Wait, so who got the boot of Elvenkind?
I've got the boots of Elvenkind that specifically say that you make no noise when you're moving, and then there's the cloak of Elvenkind, which is different, which gives you advantage
the
on
two higher.
hiding.
Yeah.
17, 19, and 8. Divided by 4. That's not bad. That's a 15. We can roll. As you begin to draw yourselves out, you do see a few people like going in here and there. You only see a total of like 5 people. The guards in front of the door. Go ahead.
There was one thing on the way. I wanted to specifically keep an eye out for anybody, particularly the goat kid.
Yeah. Roll a perception check. Your 4. As you're examining the area, you do see that the goat kid is like 2 blocks away. Not close enough that they can actually intervene in any of this, but like close enough that they like want to figure out how to get back into the good graces of everyone here. They for sure know at this point that Finn lied to them.
All right. But he doesn't necessarily see us specifically, right?
No, you guys rolled 15 median score, so you guys are like combed
Just
into a
good
crowd.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be using his past perception on you guys while he's like focusing on the red bar like 2 blocks away.
Question: how many diamonds was I able to acquire?
She gave you 2.
Double these.
Yeah, she doesn't use them.
You- Do you mind if I disappear for about 2 minutes?
Sure. We still need to wait for the guy that's doing these things.
All right. I'm going to go duck into an alley, and I'm going to go ahead and turn into Rufus or whatever. Then I'm going to go come up behind that goat kid.
Yeah.
Do you have the mask on or off?
Well, it would have to be off in this case. Well,
Like, you know how he looks. You can easily do that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, well, I guess if he's normally with the mask, I'm going to have to go ahead and do that with that on. So, all right. It's okay. So I'm going to find the kid and, doing my... Hey, Rick. I'm going to go ahead and grab him on the shoulder and be quiet.
Panics, but he does listen to you.
You know, you're in a lot of trouble right now, and you've got a lot to make up for.
Yes, sir. They like cast magic on me. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, well, you're going to need to lay low right now because not everybody is really are very understanding right now. If you try showing up too soon here, you're going to find yourself turning up dead. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go make yourself scarce for right now. I've got some ideas on things you can do to make up for what happened. But I want you to stay away from everybody, and you'll, when I need you, you're gonna hear a voice in your head. I'm gonna have somebody tell you where to meet, and then we'll go ahead and start working on how to make up for this, so that we can go ahead and take the heat off of you. But if you make any appearances now, it's not gonna end well for you. Understand, kid?
Roll persuasion. I'll give you advantage
Jesus,
because he like
Jesus
idolizes
Christ.
you.
This is like the script of a fucking child abuser.
Well, yeah, he fully listens. He's like, okay. Yes, sir.
Christ. Rick, no.
Yeah, he leaves.
All right. Yeah. Note to self: I'm gonna have to buy a mask.
I mean,
Questions for later. Why am I so good at manipulating children?
Hey, but that was really good.
All right. So of course I'll duck back out of sight, change back to normal form, and reunite with the group.
as you do so, you guys eventually do see someone heading towards the barn. They're not dressed the same as everyone else. They don't look the same. In fact, what you see in front of you is a rather pale-looking man, amber golden hair, red crimson eyes, pointed fangs, and ears also pointed. Some of you would know this individual as a vampire. Others, not so much. Vampires are a thing that do exist. They're not like, could it be a vampire? The first sighting in 1,000 years? No, they like exist. They come from Noche. In fact, an entire council of vampires, 5 families, rules Noche completely. It's how those people are surviving. It's also known as the City of Night, as well as the City of Monsters. Does explain how this guy is rude or mean, and why he's like dictating these guys, because he clearly doesn't believe in their work. He's a block away from getting to the door, and I'm going to say you guys are like a half a block away, so you can easily intercept if you decide to.
I'm here.
So I think this is the thing to do is capture him before he even gets into the barn.
I'll follow your guys' lead.
Unless we need to catch him in the act or something for police reasons, but we have an accurate description of the man. I'm whispering.
I mean, all we have is hearsay. Yes, everyone's whispering. All we have is hearsay. We can't pin him down on anything unless he's actively with other criminals. We can, however, detain him for a few hours, limiting his ability to do anything. However, if he is a dignitary from Noche, that might cause problems for all of you. So we need to act as accordingly as possible, because I know the third son doesn't care for your team.
Then
Let's get.
he has to enter the barns and
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Just out
catch
of curiosity.
him literally red-handed.
Can't we use the other guy's confession as evidence?
not
No.
really. Because that's hearsay. He's like, oh, I heard this guy was gonna go do something bad. And then you can go and detain that guy. Sure, and you can question him. But he hasn't done anything bad.
Or he hasn't been seen doing anything bad, which is why like people do stakeouts, which is why people investigate the individual. They can't arrest you, they can detain you. If you guys decide to do that, that's totally within your guys' right. But you wouldn't be able to pin anything down on him.
I think
I
that's
say-
strategy to catch him red-handed.
I say we leave it up to the assassination targets.
Then I guess letting him in and taking it from there.
Can we get the eyes inside?
By the way, am I the only one that thinks this is kind of exciting?
No.
It's very exciting, yes. Okay.
I look over at Ray.
Fun.
Ray nods.
Alrighty.
The
Find
vampire
your
man.
Cox's pistol. No.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys wouldn't know the hierarchy of Noche. Maybe one of your team members would have, but they're currently training their dragon in Section 9. Finder might, like, to know thy enemy is to learn thy enemy.
I'll do
Finder
a
roll
history
history.
with disadvantage or regular?
Just regular.
Okay. I know everything.
Yeah, rolling good tonight.
To know thy enemy is to know thyself, and to know thyself is to know thy enemy. Examining the people in front of you, examining the person in front of you, you can tell that this person is from Noche. That is extremely possible. He does carry an emblem of the family of Red, which is just a very violent vampire individuals. They immediately can go into a feral state and drain the life out of anyone if need be. Because they wear an emblem, you know their nobility, so they do have curation of the area. They were given certain things that they can do. They cannot still break the law, though. That's still a thing that needs to be a thing. If you do catch him in the act, you can for sure detain him and arrest him. That being said, you would consider to doing that first and foremost before just murking the man out. Because nobility. Yeah. However, no one would blame you if you took him out. You just might have a bigger public issue if he is taken out by your team.
As long as we can at least say under a circle of truth that he was in the process of committing illegal acts, that'll be a lot easier.
Yes.
Well, even if we have to kill him, we can always get him to confess later.
I mean, that's true. He goes up and speaks with the rather thin but broad elven woman. He says something in Infernal, which you guys do know the password, and then walks in, closing the door behind him. If you guys are trying to peer through the door in a quick glance, you guys can. You would need to roll perception checks though, and you may break stealth. Accidentally. I'm not saying you fall out of a tree, but if you guys roll low enough, people might notice.
Yeah, my perception isn't the greatest.
Do we really want to see in that door?
Couldn't hearts.
Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for the very first time, I am going to use my Channel Divinity. And I am going to use it to trigger Cloak of Shadows, which will allow me to become invisible until the end of my turn. So being invisible, I'm going to go ahead and try and get a good vantage and do my perception check.
May the Quora guide you if I can pull it off.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Let's see what the D4 is in it. There we go. Alright, perception. 29. It's okay.
It's okay. It's not a 30. Examining the area, looking through the door without anyone noticing, you are able to determine that there are a few things there. There's the vampire guy for sure, but behind him are 5 other individuals currently talking to the vampire guy. One of them is the barkeep. So yeah, she for sure is being involved in this. She is the main one talking with the vampire. And behind them is a very large cage of this creature. It barely fits in the cage and it barely fits in the barn. Oops, wrong guy. That one.
Yeah. So should we just light the whole thing on fire or what?
How big is the building?
The building's 25 by 30 by 25.
I could bring the place down if you want.
Aren't we trying to get some evidence?
Yeah, upon
Yeah. Is that
5
for
seconds of
security?
retrospection, it was not a good idea.
Yeah. Should we just like kick the door in?
Yeah, I'm
SWAT
sorry.
style?
No, it was my stupid idea. Um, I mean, it would be good to witness an actual transaction if there is a window or something anyone could look in before we start knocking on doors.
Again, windowless barn, just two big
Windowless
doors.
barn, Yeah.
One in the front and one in the back.
Well, then we can go in and
Simply
say
by-
the passwords.
Yeah. Simply by him being here is quite a bit of what were you doing?
He knew the password. We saw this.
Mm-hmm.
We have witness testimony. If we go in and he's associating with them and there's money on the table, well, there we go.
True.
Are you ready to fight the giant psychic monster?
I am.
Concerned, but maybe.
Everyone remember your Sylvan?
I think my destructive spells are a little bit too destructive. Okay.
Sorry, I did not catch that.
I believe my offensive spells may be a little too destructive for this.
Well,
I'll try my best.
Well, don't be afraid to hold back.
Couldn't you just summon some fluffy? Jeez, what's the word I'm looking for here? Fluffy rabid creatures.
Oh, rabbits are horrible creatures to bring into a fight.
Some rabid rabbits.
Rabid raves. It doesn't have to be actual little bunnies. Although I did read a story once about a vampire bunny.
I could always bring forth my wolf pet.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's best that someone at least try to sneak in with the passwords because they see you on T's, they're just going to fight me. Maybe I draw one of them off or something.
If someone goes in, I could sneak in with them.
Well, right now with my equipment, I'm not the sneakiest one, so perhaps me trying to use the password might be the best.
If that's what you think, says Ray, I could also assist you with that. Being like your hired muscle.
Alright, does Jimmy have a bag with him?
Have
I
a what?
think so.
A bag or a deep pocket?
I have a backpack.
Perfect. I can go in your bag.
Alright, but before you do, let's make sure that I can actually say the passcode, because I know what it's supposed to be, but I'm not exactly proficient in the language for it.
It is an inferno.
Yeah.
And I think Finder knows it specifically.
Night, in the darkest night, there is a light shining eternal. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jemmy, roll history.
Yeah. Could I do the performance thing again?
Sure, does make sense. Inflection, all that.
Alright. I could really use some expert guidance. Oh, good. Let's see. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Your voice like cracks.
You thought my French accent was bad.
I don't know how good I'm gonna do at this.
Like you're a block and a half away, and like one of the guards does notice you, just you, because like your voice just cracked. They don't like immediately draw weapons in to attack you. It's like weird. Gonna keep an eye on him. So unfortunately, Jimmy, you have broken stealth.
No, now or never. You're gonna have to just walk up now that they see you.
Or leave.
We're
Let's
going
go
in.
for it.
Finder's gonna try and time so that when Jimmy's talking to them, they might see someone, like a UNT, maybe kind of pulling their hood, trying to get through the neighborhood quicker than they should. Maybe to try and distract them while he's talking to them.
Roll performance.
Okay, performance A.
I'll give you advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah, Honk's like around you, helping you, slithering about.
Alright, well, 15. 15.
Hasn't shown up for me, but I'll believe you. As the guards are around and as Jemmy like comes up to them.
I lie about a 15.
Oh, there it is.
We're on the street. This is midnight.
When you were saying?
I did want to wall shape into something and hide in his backpack.
Win is pretty small. She could probably fit in the backpack. How strong is Jemmy though?
A what?
How strong
No,
are
we
you?
turned into a small animal.
Got a
It-
strength
it
of
is
9, but
Okay, if you're a small animal, you should be fine.
yeah, anything that would fit in the pack should be manageable. All right.
It is midnight. It's dark. How many people are actually around on the street, etc.?
The guards and the casual people that are like passing by, a lot of them are minding their own business because, like I mentioned beforehand, you keep to yourself and you don't mind anyone else's business, or else you draw attention to yourself.
But there's like crowds of people at midnight.
Not like heavy crowds. It's like one or two people walking down the street. They leave, and then like a few minutes later, another person goes down the street. They leave, and then like 10 minutes later, another person goes down the street. It's not heavily active, but it's like a pathway people have to take.
Okay. Well, seeing Jemmy, Win, Ray, all going up to the door there. I guess Raven's with them and Cassidy's with them.
Well,
kind of dodging the side.
Well, technically, I'm a kitty in your bag.
Oh, my bag?
Well, Jimmy's bag.
Jimmy's
bag.
bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Is there an opportunity for me to kind of sneak around the side of the barn as they're entering? I would like to go straight up and just to that open window in the roof that we found earlier.
Again, it wasn't an open window. You could potentially use the roof and like remove some of the tiles. Is what the thought was.
I thought there was like an open port of some sort that we could get in last time we were looking.
No, you guys like never got up there, so you don't know what's technically up there. Go ahead and roll stealth. Jimmy, as like your voice cracks and you move forwards, as Win, as a kitty, is in your backpack. The elven guard that you know is the leader. You, I believe, still have like the little missive that the madam gave you from the bar. She does say towards you.
Well, Finn has that, and I would specifically not carry that with me.
Makes
anyway,
sense.
If I did.
And
Yeah.
fair.
And Finn will actually be behind with them if I was mistaken about having an open something on the roof.
Sure. Everyone minus Finder is relatively together except for Raven and Finder. You guys get up there, and the bulky elven woman does look towards Jimmy. You're right there. She does state, you're right there. Seems like your voice cracked or something.
Yeah. I ate the wrong spicy food.
I see. Well, I do suggest you get off the streets. I hear there might be danger looking about.
A good point. And I'm going to go ahead and try my best to rattle off that passphrase.
Performance, you did fail on it, so it'll just be a flat roll. You can still use
Oh.
guidance.
In that case, I will take it because
I
I'm sure I'll need it.
DC to beat is 15. Yeah, 27.
God damn it, I rolled the wrong thing.
Ah. What's your modifier?
Perception instead of performance.
8 versus 5, so we'd have to knock 3 off of it if we're keeping the same die.
That's still pretty good. It's above 15, so that's all good. She does look towards you as you give the Best performance of Speaking Infernal. Huh. Oh, you're here for the auction tonight. All right. Go ahead and go in. They all with you?
Who's all?
Uh,
I mean, I know Ray's
Ray,
with me.
Ray and myself are the only 3 people that are actually seen. Wins in your pocket.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Then you do notice Finder like combing down the streets. This elven woman like shouts towards Finder, ignoring you guys, and like chastising Finder. Essentially catcalling, but in a mean and rude way, which is the catcalling.
Like, keep walking, motherfucker.
Yeah. You can potentially
Yeah, I'll
try to
say, yeah, they're with
stealth.
me.
Okay. Finder, you rolled pretty well. That was a 15. So she's like, keep giving you bad names, Finder, as the team can go inside now. Ray, Jemmy, and the rest of the gang are inside. I'm just going to separate you guys on who is inside and who isn't.
Wise.
Thank you. I'm just going to get rid of the psionic creature for a second. As you guys enter inside the barn, you can tell that there is 5 other people here. One of them is, in fact, the madam of the bar next door. So, Jemmy, you know that. Finn, you know that. And Wynn was told how she looks like, I'm assuming. Examining that person, you can tell that she's, like, heavily talking and communicating with the other 5 people. One of them is the vampire lord, and the other ones, one of them appears to be a guard, like, keeping watch over her. And the other 3 people are, like, potential buyers. This woman looks towards you with her red hair, Jemmy, since you are the most fancy out of your group. Since Finn and Ray look like bodyguards, and she generally can't see Wynn. Are you disguised as yourself, or are you disguised as something else? Because I remember you said you, like, changed back to how you look.
Yeah, that was gonna be normal me.
Okay, then she wouldn't know who you are, but you do look fancy. Oh, do you perhaps have an invitation? This is invite only, but I suppose if you do have the passcode. And Jemmy, go ahead and roll performance as, like, your 2 station guards are, like, keeping watch over you. And, you know, money's money. She can potentially convince herself that you are a potential buyer.
All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. Okay.
Yeah. Like, you flaunt your wealth. Like, you position yourself where everything glistening glows upon you. Well, someone must have brought you in. I'll have to speak with my boys later. But welcome. Here we have, Count Vistro. She then goes on the other names, but the Count Vistro is the vampire lord guy that you guys were told about by Finder. So you know his name now?
Yeah. I did a thing.
Sure, what was that name? 'Cause
Count
I
Vistro.
didn't hear it. Count Vistro. Okay.
He's a fucking psycho. They all are. Vampire's bad. Bleh.
I'm taking that it's good for when to come out of the bag now.
Sure.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
you typically can.
I'll perch on Gimmy's shoulders proudly. And I just posted a picture of Catwin as Gimmy's cat.
Yeah. Transforming yourself into your cat form. Position yourself on Jemmy. The madam is looking towards you. The count is also looking towards you guys. I'm assuming, like, Wynn transformed themselves into a nice pure breed cat. Very rare, very exotic. A good price would be paid, if need be, to acquire such a cat. The Count does look towards you. Ah, charming. Well, I suppose we can't keep the madam here waiting. Oh, no, of course not, but the auction will begin in about an hour. However, before that, Monsieur Count, sorry. Unfortunately, as mentioned beforehand, the first abominational creature that you had provided to us escaped the other day. One of my boys accidentally let it loose, but some people of the town, some guards, took it out, so no current traces have been isolated towards you. However, we still have this guy. She like pats the cage, and the giant psychic creature like lumps forwards. Its arms like drag on the ground as it's like looking towards you guys. She like looks towards the thing and like with a magical spell that you're not aware of, or at least you can roll Arcana. She does state up. No, no, no. And like the thing stops. Yes. Thankfully enough, we were able to convince this one. The other one that was a little tricky. You don't know the spell. You don't know the spell. Manipulating with magic. So thankfully enough, we have this one to work with. Anyways, if you are ready, and if you do have the funds, we can let it loose, have our hounds direct it to your target, and we'd be good to go. I suppose so long as you do actually do your job, I shouldn't have an issue with it. Of course, sir.
Now, am I actually clear to talk here as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as the one that escaped, I did hear about that one, and it sounds like the thing died disappointingly quickly. What assurance do we have that this particular specimen will be more capable of the task?
She like gives you a dirty look as you're saying her stuff doesn't work properly. She does state, rest assured, everything has been taken into account. This creature does have psionic gifts, so just simply being near the creature will cause potential hemorrhaging in the brain of the target. And we do have the Yith Hounds that will direct it to its proper target as well. The other one, I'm afraid, was a little more unruly due to its anti-magical effects.
As she's describing the
Effects that this creature is capable of, I go ahead and kind of have one of those little diabolical type of grins going on.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of fantasizing about that effect on the target.
Yeah, she goes on to tell you like what the creature can actually do to like pump up her numbers and like her, what's it called? Her own image. The creature can cause psychic damage around people within 10 feet of it. It can do some type of psionic blast attack in a straight line up to 15 feet. If there were more of these things, its abilities would enhance and grow far stronger. It is rather unguarded, but it far more makes up for it with its dangerous abilities. Since very few people / individuals can be resistant to psychic damage, let alone these type of creatures. It also does have a spell-like ability that it can use, similar or akin to a dragon's breath. It would need to recharge it on a d6, 5 or 6, and it can, within a 15-foot cone of itself, create a gravity spell, proning everyone that does not make their strength saving throw.
Does sound impressive.
Indeed. Mm. I suppose this is more than reputable. Very well then. The count then takes a comically large bag of money, and like begins to hand it over to the madam. Hands it over, and then the madam does state, "Pleasure doing business with you." She then shouts out, "Jerome,
That
get
was
the
a fast
hounds."
auction.
The auction will begin in an hour. This is separate.
Hmm.
This is a hit. This count hired these people for.
Boobies.
Yeah.
Evidence, baby.
So we, yeah, and we just got it all. This was the full transaction.
Well,
The
transaction.
only thing they didn't say out loud was the name of the target.
That is true,
That's a lot of evidence.
and that's probably why they didn't say it.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why they didn't say it. A plausible
Well, yeah,
deniability.
but
In front of
we know from
strangers.
the other guys-
In front of strangers, yeah.
we know from the other guy's confession that the target's probably Cassidy, and we just got the count making the buy. That's enough. We can.
Yes. She shouts out for Jerome to get the hounds to start the process. Let me know at any point in time if you guys decide to say, "Hold up, FBI."
Yeah.
You mean, hold up, Section 9.
You do so, and like the youth hounds are nearby. The creature is like not let loose yet, but soon. The rest of the gang outside. Raven. I was about to say Jemmy, but Jemmy's inside. Cassidy and Finder are outside, alongside Honk. But you can easily get inside if you like bombard the area. As you guys say freeze and begin the process of arresting them and taking them down, because it is illegal to do all this stuff, let alone bribing the guards to bring in these dangerous creature. Taking out a hit on the individuals that are heading in town. Like a lot of this is for sure shady. What happens? We will have to wait and see next time as we end the session for today.
So we're gonna start off.